What if I told you your brain is no longer the same brain you had 5 years ago? That your attention, your motivation, even your sense of pleasure has been rewired. Not by evolution, not by years of life experience, but by 15-second videos, looping sounds, and a flick of your thumb. This is not just about TikTok. It's about the most powerful psychological experiment in history, happening to billions of people right now. And in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you why TikTok feels irresistible, how it actually reshapes your brain at a biological level, and most importantly, how you can take back control and rewire it on your own terms. So, let's dive into the hidden neuroscience of TikTok. Chapter 1. The Problem. You open TikTok just for 5 minutes. Suddenly, half an hour is gone. The coffee is cold, you're late for work, and your brain feels like it's buzzing. Or picture this. You sit down to read, to work, to study, but after 5 minutes, your hand twitches. Where's the phone? Where's the hit of stimulation? This is not weakness. This is not laziness. This is a system designed to keep you hooked. TikTok is frictionless. Endless scroll, no pause button, and the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself. If you laughed at one video, hesitated on another, or replayed something twice, it learned. And it feeds you more. It feels like fun. But the cost is invisible. Your attention span shrinks, your baseline happiness drops, and even real life starts to feel boring. So the question is, why does this happen? Chapter 2. Science, background. Here's the core. TikTok doesn't just entertain you, it hijacks your dopamine system. Dopamine, often called the pleasure chemical, is actually not about pleasure. Neuroscientists like Dr. Anna Lemke of Stanford explain. Dopamine is about anticipation. It's the maybe the next one chemical. Each swipe on TikTok is a roll of the dice. Sometimes the video is hilarious, sometimes boring, sometimes shocking. That unpredictability is what neuroscientists call a variable reward schedule. The same system that makes slot machines addictive. Every swipe is like pulling a lever. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that heavy TikTok users showed stronger signs of short-term memory interference and lower sustained attention. Another study from China linked TikTok overuse with changes in the prefrontal cortex, the very part of your brain responsible for decision-making and self-control. Think of your brain like a city. The roads are your neural pathways. Every time you repeat an action, you pave those roads smoother, faster, easier to travel. Scroll enough TikTok, and your brain builds a 6-lane highway to distraction, while the road to focus becomes cracked and overgrown. But here's the hidden twist. If your brain can be wired into distraction, it can also be rewired into focus. Chapter 3. The Shift. Here's the mindset change most people miss. You are not addicted to TikTok. You are addicted to dopamine mismanagement. It's not about willpower, it's about chemistry. Your brain is like a thermostat, always adjusting. The more high-intensity stimulation it gets, the less sensitive it becomes to everyday life. That's why a simple walk, a book, or a quiet conversation feels dull. But once you see this, you unlock the truth. TikTok is not a monster. It's just a hypercharged training tool for your brain. Unfortunately, it trains the wrong skill: instant craving. The shift is realizing, if you can be conditioned into distraction, you can condition yourself into deep focus, patience, and long-term satisfaction. Chapter 4. Training, practice. So, how do you rewire? Here's the training ground. Step 1. Dopamine detox, microversion. No, you don't need to throw your phone away and live in the forest, but you do need windows of reset. Try 2 hours before bed and 1 hour after waking with no TikTok, no Instagram. Let your dopamine baseline recover. Step 2. Replace the habit, not just remove it. Your brain hates empty space. If you quit scrolling, you'll crave replacement. So, swap in low dopamine but rewarding habits. Journaling, walking, listening to instrumental music. Step 3. Ritualize focus. Neuroscientists recommend implementation intentions, small pre-commitments. For example, put your phone in another room. Set a 25-minute timer, Pomodoro. Choose one task only. Each repetition rewires. Step 4. Train your body, calm your brain. Breathing techniques, like the 4-7-8 breath, activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Movement helps too. Even a 10-minute walk reduces stress hormones, giving you a clearer brain to resist urges. Step 5. Reward yourself the right way. After a focused session, allow yourself conscious dopamine, tea, music, a short social scroll. This tells your brain, effort, reward. Over time, it craves the effort itself. Chapter 5. Long-term impact. Here's where it gets powerful. Neuroplasticity means your brain is always under construction. Every day, every action, it lays down new wiring. Olympic athletes, world-class musicians, top entrepreneurs, they all use this. Not consciously, maybe, but through repetition. They've trained their brains to enter deep focus states, while the rest of the world craves quick hits. In 2019, neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman explained, "The brain rewires through focus, followed by rest. What you repeat is what you become." Imagine this. 6 months from now, instead of craving the next swipe, your brain starts craving progress. Finishing a page, solving a problem, learning a skill gives you more pleasure than any viral video ever could. That's not a fantasy. That's biology. And it's available to you. Outro. Conclusion. So here's the truth. TikTok rewired your brain. But that's not the end of the story. Because the same brain that was trained into distraction can be trained into focus. The same dopamine that chained you can become your fuel. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're simply running the wrong program. And now you know how to rewrite it. You're not fighting your brain. You're training it.